And welcome back to Daily Wrap. I'm Joe Concha, and potential Hillary Clinton 2016 rival Martin O'Malley, yes, that Martin O'Malley, has come under fire after the death of Freddie Gray, even though he's not even the governor anymore. Believe it or not, he was once the mayor of Baltimore from '99 to 2007, and he instituted what was called a zero-tolerance police strategy, similar to that impressive plan executed by Rudy Giuliani in the '90s here in New York. Some say that led to aggressive policing, which they blame for the death of Freddie Gray. But O'Malley, not taking it, pushing back on all that.
We never used the term aggressive policing. We were very clear with police officers. We wanted them to be assertive when necessary, proactive, and restoring, to the good people in every neighborhood their streets from open-air drug dealing. But we also worked every single day on policing our police. We encourage people, Jake, to call about excessive force and discourtesy.
Yep, Rick's boy O'Malley says his policy produced results, including the shutting down of notorious open-air drug markets in Baltimore.
Even if you talk to some of those that were critical and concerned at the time, and they're legitimate concerns. They were legitimate concerns that we had as a people, and they were concerns that I had to answer every single day in order to maintain the public trust necessary to actually effectively police. Because the greatest protection for any police officer is not their gun or their badge, it's the trust, it's the respect that they have from the community.
O'Malley also echoed some of the recent remarks by Hillary Clinton, who called for changes to policing.
We're never done with this, though. I mean, now everybody has cell phone cameras. That brings a degree of openness and transparency.
I think that's a good thing.
I think it's a very good thing. In fact, we should go to body cameras. We should require all police departments to report in a timely and accurate fashion police-involved shooting.
Okay, Rick, if what O'Malley did worked, why is he trying to run from it now?
Well, here's what Governor O'Malley is not telling you. He did indeed institute the zero-tolerance policy, came to New York, and actually studied it. The problem was in the first year, in 1995, when he first instituted it. Now, keep in mind
99.
that... No, it was 95 actually when he did that.
Okay, I thought he was mayor in 99.
So the first year, there's 640,000 people in the city of Baltimore. 100,000 arrests. That's a little intense. So if you're wondering why the people booed him, and by the way, what happened in Baltimore was the end of Martin O'Malley's presidential run. He's done. He's done. He went back there expecting I don't know what. They were booing him in the streets, and this is why. They remember how he put everybody behind jail. Didn't get a lot of convictions either.
And individual arrests, or were they?
I couldn't tell you on 100,000 what each one was, but 100,000 people. He's saying many repeat offenders, they're telling me. Boy, that would have to be a great many repeat offenders.
That's huge.
So it's insane.
Doesn't this kind of remind you a little bit, and maybe I'm stretching here, maybe I'm not, of Mike Pence in Indiana? And he's governor of Indiana, and then the Memories Pizza thing happens, and now suddenly he goes from being a strong presidential contender to you're done because of that incident.
Yeah, he may be
Can't
done
you
in
see
Indiana.
people with O'Malley saying, look at Baltimore, that's the mess you left.
This is definitely going to impact his already slim chances at a presidential
You love
run.
Bernie Sanders, huh?
Yes, because people are going, so much of his history is tied to Baltimore. And people look at him now and think of the city burning, they think of the riots, they think of what's going on in Baltimore now, and then start to think what kind of progress was made. And people can't help but think that when they look at him. And then he came back. He came back, interestingly, I'm not sure for what reason, came back from Europe to kind of put himself in the middle of it.
Bad judgment.
I mean, why don't we just shove a leash down their throats? I mean, the cops are out there trying to do the thing. The real issue is the people committing the crimes. Cops aren't just arresting anybody. Sure, you have some road cops every once in a while, but bottom line is we gotta address the population.
We all defend the police. I certainly do. But you know what? What has been happening in Baltimore, you can't just pretend it hasn't been happening.
Right. Well,
it's been out of control.
Yep. Somebody who isn't defending the police, while O'Malley deflects criticism for his heavy-handed police approach, liberal icon Michael Moore is suggesting an opposite approach, saying police officers should be completely disarmed. Take a look at what he's writing on Twitter again. Here's my demand. I want every African American currently incarcerated for drug crimes, forget the white guys, or nonviolent offenses released from prison today. And on top of that, Moore went on to say, quote, next demand, disarm the police. We have 250 million Second Amendment guns in our homes for protection. We'll survive till the right cops are hired. Carl, do you think it's a good idea to start this program first, because we're all in agreement that this will absolutely work, in Michael Moore's neighborhood and see how everything works out?
I agree. I think we should take the hybrid car out of his driveway that he can't fit in and put every single one of those offenders in his front yard, take all the guns away from all the police, which they'll all just go home and protest, and we'll see how it works out for him.
I actually have a different
throw some
experiment.
bacon grease on the top. And
I
he'll
like
be happy.
it. I like it, but I actually have a different experiment. I think we should try these things, right? Let's send in Michael Moore
Do it in California.
with about 10 grand in his pocket. Now let's do it in Baltimore. Let's disarm the police in the neighborhood. Let's send him in there with 10 grand in his pocket, and let's see how he does.
Exactly.
Right.
Lisa?
Put him
It's
in.
a
Put him in.
silly
I don't
thing to
know
say.
who could possibly take anything that Michael Moore says seriously. And who is he making these demands? Who are these demands going to?
Weight Watchers.
I'm not sure.
Wow.
But
Two fat jokes in one segment.
But
Personal.
no, it can't be. You can't take something that's so ridiculous.
Now,
Each
by the
one of
way,
his
there
demands.
was a little bit of merit to his first tweet. We do have too many people overcrowding the jails that
But as
may
Joe
not be
said,
there.
only the African Americans
Well,
he's
of course
mentioning.
not. Of course, yeah, you're right. He
Right.
did, and that's wrong.
It's
So
white
he's
guilt.
turning
That's
it
what
into a
it is.
racial issue.
When you have
Yeah.
drugs that are not look, if somebody's in there for dealing heroin, I get it.
Right.
But if there are a lot of people stuffing the jails that shouldn't be.
I'm
there.
sure. I'm sure you're right.
Well, he's always good for a second, Michael Moore. Coming up next, Governor Chris Christie's favorite topic, Bridgegate. It's back in the news. Two people, including Christie's deputy chief of staff, she happens to live in the town next to me, by the way, I don't know if you knew that, have been criminally charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Will they plead guilty? We got a lawyer in the house. This is the Daily Wrap, only on Newsmax TV.